Welcome back, guys, to another edition of the Insurance Panel. Today is a special day. We don't have a guest, so if you like to watch this just because we have guests, then you might not see this video, but that's okay. But we have an email that we have set up for the channel. It's theinsurancepanel@gmail.com. Hopefully we can get Ryan to put it down below in here, and it's going to be awesome. Yeah, it's somewhere right here or up there. I don't know how Ryan's going to do it. He's awesome at what he does. And we've had 6 people reach out to us over recent videos. And guys, we're sorry we don't get to these quicker. And to be honest, Nick, we got to get better at least responding to these emails saying like, hey, we got it. We're going to get it to it on another video. But we're going to read those now. And we're going to answer some questions that you guys may have. And then we're going to do a couple videos. We did a video with Justin Thomas. He's given away what was he giving away?
Doing a couple of giveaways, not videos. We're going to do a couple of giveaways.
Give it a couple of videos. We did a video with Justin Thomas.
We did a video with Justin Thomas. Justin is giving away a free lifetime membership to his course, his group. So what you get with that is not just the course. It's actually like you get the training course, but you also get access to his group and, contact with Justin on a daily basis if you want it. He's amazingly patient when it comes to that kind of stuff. Talking to people and making sure that they are getting answers to the very specific questions that they have. And some of the questions get really very, very specific. And he's always responsive in there and kind of helping people. And so he charges $100 a month to be part of this group and get access to the course and the videos and all of that stuff. He's giving it away for free, lifetime access. So
we both have it, and it's awesome.
It is. It's great.
Awesome.
Highly, highly recommend it.
Yep.
So even if you don't win, go check it out. We'll drop a link in the description to both the paid side and the free version of his course. It's good stuff.
Yep. And then we're doing a second giveaway where one of our videos where I actually got you to open up about just general sales tips. And this channel is never supposed to be a how-to channel. I don't know why, maybe COVID-19 had Nick going crazy one day and he just wanted to talk about sales tips in general, but it was awesome because I believe, and just so y'all know this, I believe Nick is one of the greatest insurance agents of all time. He is going to be one of the people that you read about that's going to be like a book written on how great he was in insurance sales. He doesn't even know it yet. It's going to be like a Wikipedia article on this guy alone. When he's 80 years old and he's slung $50 million in final expense, just because he can by himself. I don't know. That's what I think. So whenever that guy speaks about final expense and general sales tips about insurance sales, that's one of my favorite videos. I don't know. Y'all should go watch it. Yeah. But in that video,
let's drop a card up there.
Yeah, it's up there. In that video, we just passed 500 subscribers, and now we're almost to 700, which is crazy. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But for the ones that haven't, still subscribe.
No, yeah, please keep subscribing. It's still only like 48% of you have subscribed. The people who watch our videos regularly. It's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm getting to my point. In that video for the 500 subscriber, we wanted to do another giveaway where anybody that commented on that video and is subscribed, important, is going to get a digital deep dive on Facebook marketing with me.
And again, this is not what Matt is most famous for and what he's most known for, but he's really very good at it and he's better at it than most people. And again, it's a thing that he's given away. It's knowledge that he has that he doesn't even share with people who are contracted directly with him. It's a ridiculous thing that he's given away, that he's giving you guys one-on-one time to go over this stuff.
Nick, what am I famous for?
Well, you're famous for your sales tips and other like non-Facebook marketing related things. You think people know you as a Facebook marketer? This is not how people know who you are.
I just wanted to know what you thought I was famous for. I mean, yeah, I know they're not. I'm not a Facebook marketer by any means, and I don't even consider myself famous. But I just wanted to see what
famous, best hair in the insurance game.
There you go. There you go.
Best hair in the game.
Best hair in the game. So let's jump right into it. Let's start reading some emails. I know we have 6 of them on here. So
yeah. So let's see. We're gonna try and
Maybe we can get Ryan to crop this and like put just the text at the bottom of the screen. You know what I mean? So
Hey,
people can read along.
if that's a thing that he can do, we're going to try and hit a screen share here. Um, we're not making any secret of the fact that we're figuring some of this stuff out as we go, guys.
Yeah.
But all right. So here we are. So this is from Mike H. Hey, it says, "Hey guys, Mike here, new agent, not yet started, just waiting for carriers to confirm. I wondered if you guys would be willing to do a video, live calling leads to give viewers like himself a real-time feel for what that's like and do's and don'ts. Starting to get some direct mail leads in that are 6 months old just to get started while I'm waiting for my direct mail leads to get going. I hear it takes 3 to 4 weeks before that starts to be regular. Thanks for the channel. I think the multiple host format works very well. Great real world, non-sugar coated info. Please keep it coming." 1, thank you, Mike. 2, sorry it took us so long to get to this. I actually know for a fact that you are no longer just waiting to get going and that you're out working and doing other stuff, because I've talked to you since you sent this email. But what do you think, Matt? Why do we not do things like do live calling to leads on this video channel? I know we've had this conversation. You tell me.
One, we can't do a live with people's information over the internet, so that's illegal. Secondly, if you've watched up to this point, we're not really a how-to channel.
No. There are some great ones. Like, if you want to go subscribe to David Duford's channel, he gives some really excellent how-to type content. There's other people that do that sort of thing. We are much more about the general philosophy and mindset that you need to have doing this job. It's less about do this, do that, and more about this is how to approach things.
So we can't really give you any live stuff. And hopefully at this point, you've gotten some of that hands-on training that you need.
Yeah.
And maybe help. And by now you should have some regular direct mail coming in, because working age direct mail is very tough to call on. It's still doable, but it's harder.
Yeah. Well, especially right now, especially while we're still doing COVID and things are getting better, looking like we might be seeing the end of the tunnel on the COVID crisis. But yeah.
Well, it's it. And here's, I just want to touch on this. You haven't stopped your direct mail just because of COVID, right?
No.
Right? No. Exactly. So the way that your direct mail becomes regular is because they start dropping every week. If you took a 6-week break, you're going to have a problem starting your direct mail back. It's going to take another month. So if you haven't, start dropping mail now.
Yeah, for like June. Yeah. It's the end of April right now. If you start dropping now every single week, you can start working in June.
Correct. So
maybe not even the beginning of June, like middle June.
General sale tip, it does take 3 to 4 weeks to start getting mail back, but you're working like you're dropping for a month in advance. You won't see those leads for a month. So yes, but you have to drop weekly. Don't stop.
And I'm on a set price lead program now, but when I was dropping by 1,000, and I know a lot of you guys watching out there do drop per 1,000, I always used to figure on it taking 6 weeks for any changes to be realized. You know, it would take 3 weeks. You can start to see the beginnings of what the change is, but it takes usually another 3 weeks after that for you to kind of hit full force.
Why did you switch?
I was given a very good deal on the set price lead cost.
Fair enough.
You know, and where I was, my lead return dropped dramatically for reasons that nobody really could pinpoint. I went from having a like 1.8 to 2.2% return on my per 1,000 leads to having like a 0.7% return.
Jeez.
And it happened in like a month. And then I gave them like 6 months to try and figure out how to turn it around, and it just never did. It happens sometimes. Lead sources go bad.
Yeah, sometimes, just so y'all know, there's lead vendors out there that will do a per cost or per mailer basis, like per lead basis. And depending on where you're at, depending on how the lead return goes, that might be a better opportunity.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't shy you away for dropping 1,000 pieces of mail for 2 months to see if you get that lead return.
Yeah, especially, I mean, certain areas return like gangbusters.
Yeah.
You'll have to find those areas, but certain areas return great. And certain areas return very poorly. Like, I mean, and sometimes those are entire states, like the entire state of California. If you live in California, you're probably better off on a fixed price lead. If you live in Georgia, you're probably better off on a fixed price lead. If you live, frankly, in South Carolina, you're probably better off on a fixed price lead.
Well, I mean, you're right. So like, I'll just say this. Everybody wants to work in the big areas because they say, oh, there's more people, it's going to return better.
Mhm.
But everybody thinks the same thing. So I started dropping in these like little, I would be driving and I'd see these little towns and I'd look it up and I could mail out 1,200 pieces in those areas.
Mhm.
Well, I would just go ahead and drop the whole 1,200, but sometimes I was getting a return like 4%,
Damn.
you know,
Wow.
because no one else is dropping out there. No
Yeah.
one's dropping mail. And so when that new piece comes out to these people, they don't have that ad fatigue.
Mhm.
They haven't seen the same piece of mail over and over and over
Right.
and over. And so they were filling out those pieces of mail. Now, eventually I overused that area over a 3-month period and I saw it drop from a 4% to a 3.2%.
Right.
Right. But still.
Yeah, no. So it's the thing that the other thing that I would always try to do is I would try to drop my mail in places that did not seem like they would be traditionally good final expense areas. Um, Not that they were bad final expense areas. I would avoid places that were obviously bad final expense areas, but I would not try to like there's one town north of Philadelphia that's near me that is like a 20-minute drive from my house and is very blue collar, not super impoverished, but it's definitely has a reputation as being like older former blue collar workers, um, you know, people who would be only on Social Security, probably didn't have a 401k,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of older people. You know what? Dropping there sucked because everybody went, oh my God, that's a great place to drop. And everybody who's just getting into the business and thinks, oh man, that's a great place to drops mail there. And the returns were just terrible. And when you did get somebody, they talked to like 20 agents a day. Their phones are ringing off the hook.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry. I find I love marketing. I think marketing is important. So I want to talk about mail just a
yeah,
little bit longer.
sure.
Um, Whenever I was dropping per 1,000, I would research not just smaller areas like that, but I would also research areas in your state that may have like I found like an aluminum mill, a
Hmm.
steel mill,
Oh
like a
yeah.
paper mill, car companies. Like there's in Charleston, there's a Volkswagen, Bose,
Hmm.
bunch of blue collar places that have these 401ks. So the people that I would go see, they're like, hey, I work at the steel mill. Cool. Uh, you know, do you have anything that works like life insurance currently, like a 401k or anything like that? They'd say, yes. Okay, we'll get to that later. I'd finish my final expense sale, and these people were 62, 63, 64 years old. When I was done with the sale, I'd then put on a different hat. And I'd say, now let's look at your 401k statements, see what the return looks like. And there's annuity options in there. Those people sometimes have hundreds of thousands of dollars
Sometimes. Yeah.
I mean, these guys are living in trailers
Hmm.
and they're just sitting on a stack of money.
Because they don't know what's going on. They don't know
Yeah.
what to
So
do with it.
they don't know what to do with it. And they're looking for somebody that's going to help them. So I don't
So
know. I just think that you should do some research. Go to Wikipedia. You can see what's around your area and try to drop around those areas. People live near where they work.
hmm yeah,
So
no, usually. So awesome. That was good.
yep.
All right, so let's pull up the next email here. This is from Melody. It says, "Hey guys, great webinar. Can you guys please send the generic scripts that you guys use?" When did Melody send this? Melody sent this on March 31st. So
Hey,
this
Melody.
was at the beginning of the COVID crisis with the telephone issues. Um, yeah. So, Melody, uh, don't use our scripts for telephone sales. Don't use
Well,
our scripts
maybe she was asking about scripts for setting
for other stuff.
appointments. Who
Setting
knows?
appointments, sure.
Reach back out to us at theinsurancepanel at
Yeah.
gmail.com and let us know exactly what you're looking for. But we can't really we can't send you a script because one,
Yeah.
we don't do that. You should have whichever IMO or company that you're working with should have something for you to follow along with.
Yeah. And so not that we are not okay with sharing. And if you legitimately have nothing, if you've been given zero, reach back out and let us know.
Yeah,
And we'll send you something if you've been
for
given
sure.
absolutely zero. Because we do have, appointment setting scripts and all sorts of stuff. But the last thing we want to do is we don't want to get in the way of any sort of system that you have in place that you should be working on. A, a big deal with most of these types of systems is that they only work if you kind of follow all the pieces of the system. And when you start trying to Frankenstein together different bits and bobs, they stop making as much sense.
Right.
Um, so I'm always hesitant to say, "Hey, do this," instead of whatever you're being told to do.
Yeah, and any script is not going to make you a sale, and it's not going to help you set an appointment. The script is a guideline, but how you handle the objections and your tone, your tonality, that's almost more important than the script itself.
Now, yeah, and to that end, what I can say is, we can talk more about the general approach that you should be taking to things like setting appointments. Um, somebody posted on Facebook the other day something along the lines of, I'm calling up people to set appointments and they keep saying, well, I already have insurance. And that's the most common objection that I get is, they say I've already got insurance and they said they're working aged leads. Um, I've already got insurance isn't an objection unless you decide it's an objection. That's not an objection. That's an invitation.
Mhm.
I've already got insurance. Fantastic. Great. That makes things so much easier. I'll be there at 10 tomorrow. Are you home? My job is just to get you the information on the programs that you qualify for. I can be by tomorrow at 10. If you've already got insurance, I'll be in and out in 5 minutes. It'll be super fast.
I'm not interested anymore, Nick.
Why would you be interested? I haven't even talked to you about what we're doing, Matt. I wouldn't expect you to be interested. But my job is because you had filled out this card, we are required to get you the information. Now, I really just need to drop it off with you. I can be by tomorrow at 10 if you'd be home then, or I could be by at like closer to 5. What's better for you?
See, what he's doing is he's acknowledging, he's excited about it. He's like, awesome. Here's the reason I'm calling. I'm coming over, which works best.
Yeah.
That's it.
And my knee-jerk response to anybody telling me that they're not interested is always to be like, I don't know why you would be interested. And that was drilled into me from years of working at a captive insurance agency that was very old school. And that's a really old school approach to that. But it works. It works if you.
It works if
It's
you work it,
yeah,
right?
it works if you yeah. Um, you know, because you have to understand something like I'm not interested. They don't know if they're interested. They assume you're a telemarketer, right? When they're saying I'm not interested, they're just assuming you're a telemarketer and they're going to hang up.
You
And
said you said something one time, and I don't know if it was you or somebody else.
Mhm,
The first 5 to 10 seconds of you getting on the phone with that person,
mhm.
they don't hear a word you say.
That might have been me. Yeah, they don't. They just hear
And they're like, I can be there tomorrow at 10. They're like, wait, what? What are you here for again?
right.
And then you start over.
Right. They're not listening to you when you first answer the phone, which is why it's important that one, you do sound like a professional, and two, you do not sound like a telemarketer. Really, really important. Um, and so saying things that are unexpected when they respond with something that they've said 1,000 times before. They say I'm not interested, and you go, no, wait, don't hang up, don't do that. You'll get hung up on. They say I'm not interested, and I don't know. I don't know what anybody else's response to I'm not interested in is anymore. Um,
Get their attention.
yeah,
Give them your name. State the reason that you're calling, and then your call to action, which is I'm coming over.
yeah,
Which one works best for you?
right. And the key really is I am coming over. It is not can I come over? I'd like to come over. It is, I'm going to be there tomorrow, whether you like it or not. Now, I could come over at a convenient time, or I could come over while you're in the middle of dinner. Your choice.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's good. Hopefully that helps, Melody. But if you really need something, please reach out to us and we'll make sure you get something.
Yeah. No.
Please.
Yeah, because we definitely will. But if what you're looking for is phone sales type of things, again, like I've got stuff that I'm using, but I don't.
Go watch some videos on the insurance panel with Ramiz.
Yeah, watch the stuff with Ramiz. Watch the stuff with Jeff Root. Join Ramiz's Facebook group. There's a bunch of telesales Facebook groups that have cropped up, but I've not joined them all. I can't recommend them all. I know the stuff that Ramiz is putting out is coming from a good place, and he's not in there trying to recruit people. So, all right. Next email from Mike Mathis. Can you guys share a script and give us an idea about what you have, and give us ideas about what you have learned? Interesting. Nick, what did you change from week 1 to 2 to 3 that made a difference in your presentation that you learned? Okay, that's a really interesting question.
On the script part, no.
No. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea for me to share the script that I'm using. I don't know that it's a good script. I don't want to endorse something that I'm not positive is great. But talking about what I've learned that's different over the time that I've been doing this, I'd be happy to do. So one, like with most things in sales, I learned that a lot of this was in my own head, and that if I just relaxed and had confidence that I knew what I was doing, because I've been in sales for the majority of my adult life and been selling final expense since 2013. I like that I'd be okay, and just fall back on some of that.
Yeah, which is kind of what we go into. Sales is a skill.
Yeah.
Your skills transferred over into you being able to do it over the phone. But I really like the question of what changed week 1, week 2, week 3.
And that is an excellent question, actually. So a couple of things that I did learn. My in-person presentation is designed to be extremely efficient. It uses very few words and is very fast. I can do an entire final expense presentation sitting down with somebody face to face in 7 minutes flat. From the time that if we're not gonna fill out an app, and if we're not gonna do a telephone interview or anything, I can walk in, say hi, and do every single thing that I'm gonna do, shake your hand and be out the door, 7 minutes on the nose.
It doesn't work on the phone.
It really doesn't work on the phone because, again, it comes down to that, like, they're not listening to you at first bit. And when you're face to face, I can get somebody to pay attention to me when I'm face to face with them.
Sure.
I can use silence. I can use body language. I can, move people around a room and situate people at tables and set up the whole environment so that it's conducive for the sale. And I can't do that on the phone. I don't know what they've got going on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many people are back there. I can sometimes hear if there's a TV and ask them to turn that off, but I don't know if their grandkids are going to come running in and whatever. The thing that I found was most helpful was when I started intentionally repeating information in a different way in the presentation. So you say something one way, you make, so like the presentation that I'm doing is it kind of structured where, we set up why are they talking to me in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do a very quick, very broad health qualification. And then we go over it. I introduce myself. We set up why they're talking to me. We do a health qualification. Then I reintroduce myself a second time, and I have them take down my information a second time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I figure they weren't really listening to me the first time. And then I go over, how final expense whole life works. And then we talk about their beneficiaries. And then I re-health qualify them again. And then after I re-health qualify them again, we talk about budget a little bit and what's affordable. And then we talk about how whole life final expense works again, in a different way. And then we pick a plan for them. And then we go over the benefits of the plan. And then we go over their budget again. And then I provide them with quotes. And then, you know, we go over the benefits of the company that I selected for them again. And then they pick a quote. And it's all of this again, and kind of moving a little bit forward and taking a step back, and moving a little bit forward and taking a step back. I found when I started doing that, I got a lot fewer questions when I came time to try and close. And people just closed up like I expect them to.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really helped. It does make it a much, much longer presentation. I also got more comfortable at speaking more slowly. I tend to speak rapidly. You know.
Yeah, I noticed I was watching a guy doing a telesale, and he, like, when he gave out the quotes, he's like, "Miss Jones, I want you to write these down." So he's like, and for what you're looking for, you know, you need at least, you're trying to add to your $8,000 in coverage that you have now. And so to get the bare minimum, you need to add another $5,000 in coverage, and that'll give you a total of $13,000, and that'll be $47.53 a month. So go ahead and write that one down. And then, Miss Jones, if you want to have a total of $15,000 in coverage instead of $13,000 in coverage, which is in addition to your $8,000 that you currently have, you're going to need another $7,000 in coverage, and that one's going to come in at $58.72 a month. Go ahead and write that down. And then they go into the, Miss Jones, if you want to have a total of $20,000 in coverage, which is in addition to the $8,000 that you have, you're going to need another $12,000 in coverage, which is going to cost you $92.78. Now, Miss Jones, the company that we're going to use here is blank. Whatever. And then reading off, because they're not really listening to you when you're telling them about how great the companies are.
Right.
They're looking at the rates. And what you're doing is buying yourself time for them to look at the rates and figure out which is the best for him. And then you say, Miss Jones, I know that you looked over those for a little bit. Which one of those is going to be the best for you? And they're probably going to choose one of those. Yeah.
Or not. And then you can deal with that.
Yeah.
But all of that stuff is the same. Like, closing is the same. Like, closing doesn't really change. Like, I'm closing a different way than I would normally close, because again, I use a slightly more aggressive close in person, because it's hard to throw somebody out of your house. But you know, I use a really soft close over the phone, but it's still a close that I'm comfortable with and I've used before. And I don't know, it's all kind of sort of the same. The basics are all the same. It's the technique that's a little bit different, and so the technique requires a little bit of a different touch. It's a different rhythm, you know. It's got a different rhythm to it. It's a slower, like, softer, gentler rhythm to the phone sale.
Yeah. Whereas, and I would say if you notice that you're screwing up on a certain area, like write the reasons down why they didn't get coverage with you today, and then take those to your upline and say, hey, this is the problem that I'm having all the time. And it's probably a very easy fix.
Wow. You know what else I did that I didn't even bring up? I record my presentations, and that didn't change just because I'm doing things over the phone. I live in a dual party consent state. I open every conversation with, just so you know, these calls are all recorded for quality assurance. Everybody says, yep. And after my second week, when I was still like beating my head against the wall, like, why is this not working the way that I'm expecting? I sent a couple of those recordings to some people that I trust know what they're talking about, and they gave me feedback, and it was great. It helped. Record yourself.
Record yourself.
Get feedback.
And listen to yourself.
Listen. My God.
Don't just record yourself just to record yourself because Nick or Matthew told you to, record yourself and listen to yourself.
Mhm.
My wife listens to me when I'm doing these videos, and as soon as I get off, she goes, "You say especially, not especially,"
Mhm.
and she hates it. She hates it.
Well,
But if I would never know that unless someone was listening to me or I was listening to myself.
mhm.
Go back, and you're going to get better at this. So just listen to yourself, send it to somebody you trust, and say, "Hey, what do you think about this?"
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's a good tip.
It's a key to all sales everywhere. I think it was Zig Ziglar. I'm not 100% positive, but I think it was Zig Ziglar who said, if you do not own a voice recorder, you do not have the right to call yourself a sales professional.
I think you said that one time before too,
Yeah,
like a year ago. Shout out to that video.
yeah. I don't know what video it was, so hopefully Ryan finds it. We're gonna make Ryan go watch
Good
all of our
luck,
videos
Ryan.
now.
He's going to be an insurance professional soon
Yeah, I know.
enough.
Watch 170 hours of content. Okay, we're closing in on being done with questions.
That's fine.
So hold on. This is from Christopher. It says, "Hey guys, I've been doing paid ads on Facebook for a few months, so I know the mechanics. I do better generating Medicare than final expense. What ad copy do you use for final expense? Also, do you use lead gen or do you try to drive traffic to a landing page?" Um, I'm fascinated by the fact that you're doing better with your Medicare
Me too.
ads, because now, full disclosure, I've never tried to do a Medicare ad, but from what I hear, I'm told Medicare ads are much harder to get returns on than final expense ads,
Hmm.
at least initially. So I'd kind of like to hear what you're doing, Chris, about your Medicare ads, because that sounds pretty cool.
I liked, I'll tell you this, one of the subscribers, if you're watching this, hey, Joey Dunkel.
Hmm.
Um,
I know Joey. Hey, Joey.
yeah, he's a cool guy. He lives in Charleston, South Carolina. That's how me and him know each other. But anyways, what he did on his Medicare leads is he would take a video of himself just with his phone, and he would talk about updates that are happening with like just general knowledge
Hmm.
about Medicare, and then a call to action at the end. And when those people filled out those ads, he crushed it
Nice. That's a great idea.
because because he was like, and he branded the page as Joey Dunkel, the
Yeah.
insurance guy, right? And they loved it. They were like, "Hey, this is Joey Dunkel, the insurance guy." They're like, "Oh, you're the guy from the video." It worked so much better.
Nice.
So
That's fantastic.
instead of being super general and trying to get the lowest cost lead, make it higher intent.
I like it.
And there's a good mixture of higher intent and higher volume, if that makes sense. There's a sweet spot. I can't really give you a copy unless you win the giveaway.
Ooh.
Ooh. So we're gonna find
Nice
out if
plug for the giveaway at the end.
we're gonna. Well, we're too late. They can't get it now. We're gonna fit it in
No,
the
I
video,
know.
but
Yeah.
hopefully you are subscribed, and hopefully you commented on that video, and hopefully you get the giveaway, and then I'll give you everything that I know.
Nice.
What I would do if I were you, and this is a tip for everybody, and Ryan, please, like, you need to this is the tip. Go to Facebook ad library. They have made it where it has to be transparent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Google for ads. All you have to type in is seniors, final expense, senior benefits, Medicare, Medicaid, whatever you want. It's like a search engine. You'll find pages that are currently running ads. You'll see all of their ads. You can see the copy. You can see how long they've running their ad. You can see everything about that ad. And you can see if they're running it to a separate landing page. You can go to that separate landing page, figure out which source they're using. Are they using Typeform? Are they using anything else? And go learn how to do those things. And then don't copy it. Use it as a general idea. But you can get really, really, really close with what other people are doing.
Yep.
And look how long I would find the ones that are running 20 plus ads, because it's probably a vendor,
Mm-hmm.
and they're probably pulling a very nice low cost lead. So take that as a basis, spruce it up a little bit to make it higher intent.
Yeah,
It
because
might
vendors
cost
never are super high intent.
Sure, correct. If you go on there and you see the stuff, you will be very mad at your lead vendor. You will be upset. But use it as a basis, make it a little bit higher intent. Your lead cost might be $6 to $8. I'm running a lead right now. I just checked on 4 leads. Cost per lead is $7.25 a lead.
Dang.
It asks their name, their number, their address, city, state. Do they have current coverage? Who do they want to be their beneficiary? And favorite TV show. The reason I ask favorite TV show is because if somebody is watching TV, they have cable. If they're paying for cable, they can probably pay for a $60 a month final expense policy.
Man, you're giving out all the secrets. They don't even need to get the one-on-one tutorial.
And it's a lot easier to say, hey, Miss Jones, you said your favorite TV show is Walker, Texas Ranger. I love Walker, Texas Ranger. Great, me too. I love the roundhouse kick. Your rapport is over.
Yeah.
That's it.
Gives something to talk about.
That's it. Go right on to the next.
Yeah.
But that's I'm telling you, whatever. I don't care. I'm just going to be out the free content. People can have it. But what I'm saying is,
sorry to all you giveaway winners. You're not giving it away for free.
I mean, here's the thing. That lead's going to cost $7.25 a pop, $7.50, maybe $8 a pop. But I would rather have those, get 50 of those for $350 versus getting 75 of a cheaper one. But if I can close 10 more percent, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm going to still, your profitability is the most important cost. Like, the cost per acquisition is what you need to be focusing on when you're running Facebook ads. Cost per acquisition. But to answer your direct question, go to Facebook Library. It's like a Google search. You can look at other people's ad copies, and there's nothing they can do about it.
And are you using, for you, Matt, do you prefer landing pages or lead gen pages?
If you're going to keep the cost lower, lead gen, it's much simpler. You can do it all through Facebook. And this goes back to the Justin video. He talked about doing it. The outside ones are going to cost a little bit more, but you can get a lot more done with outside. Because they have to type in all the information, it's not auto-populated, it becomes a higher intent lead. To really answer your question, I like outside more.
Interesting. All right. Interesting. Well, there you go. So I'm going to call that a wrap on the questions for today. We did actually get a couple other emails, but we've answered the questions in those emails in other videos, so I don't really want to redo that. So we'll just, if we haven't already, and we do try to respond to you when you send an email, and not just wait for when we have a chance to do a thing to broadcast. Yeah. But I'll make sure we responded to those. But we did cover the questions that they're asking. And then if you have questions for us for the future, the best way to make sure that we answer them on a video like this is to email us at theinsurancepanel@gmail.com. Or up here, I mean, wherever you want to put it, Ryan. But like, I think down here seems nice. But theinsurancepanel@gmail.com. If you don't want to wait for whenever we answer our email, which will be reasonably soon, but drop a link in the comments. Comment. We try to respond to every single comment. I don't know how long we'll be able to keep that up, but if you can leave a comment, we try to at least say thanks or something to respond to your comments. We do read them all.
All of them. We get excited about them.
Yeah. I actually have a little pop-up on my cell phone when somebody comments. It tells me right on my cell phone. It's awesome. So please comment. And we're going to do more giveaways when we get to 1,000 people, which is going to be sooner than we expected, I think.
Especially if everybody subscribes. It's not subscribed yet, so go ahead and subscribe.
All right. So now for anybody who is entered into the contests, we'll do the little drawing right now.
So the first one is on Justin Thomas's.
First one is on Justin Thomas's. All right.
And again, this is our first time doing this, so work with us here, guys.
Yeah, I know. So what I've done is I've taken the list of everybody that is in here and entered, and going to a website called random.org. Random.org is a great site if you ever want to just randomize stuff. And we're going to get the person who shoots to the top of the list. This is, well, shoot. Well, okay. So I swear that I actually, hang on, I got to do a screen share now because I need to actually make sure that I show that this has been truly randomized. Hang on. So the person that ended up winning this one at the top of the list randomizer, this is for Justin's giveaway.
Rigged.
I know, it feels like it's rigged.
It's rigged.
So that's my dad, who is in insurance and is not a final expense person in any way, shape, or form, but has been doing insurance for a really long time and is looking to learn more about doing Facebook advertising because he's also being affected by the coronavirus. And so, yeah, totally rigged. Sorry, everybody else. It sucks for you. Sucks for you guys.
Put rigged down in the comments.
Yeah. So there you go. But what we will do for y'all, let's see. I was gonna say we would only, well, no, I think it's only fair if we don't alter the rules of the game. So we'll take the second list of people who are going to get Matt's giveaway.
One-on-one go coaching call. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, but we're gonna put that in, and it's gonna be the top 2 people that hit the top of this list. And I'll pop back over on and pull that up as a screen share. And the winners of that one are, dang it, sorry. Again, I don't do this professionally. Where'd it go?
Don't quit your day job.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez.
Please.
Yeah. Well, we'd run out of content pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Tried that. There we go. All right. So over to random.org. And the winners are Ward S. and Michael Hill Malgoza. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Ward S. and Michael Hill Malgoza. Ward, if you are the Ward that I'm thinking of, congratulations. Michael, also congratulations, but I don't think I know you.
Yeah. So for everybody that did win, including your father, to claim, you've got to watch this video all the way to the end, and you say, I won. If you want to do it, then we'll reach out to you, and we'll get the information to you, or Justin will, on the first one. And then the other 2 that are watching this, make sure you watch it, say I won. I will reach out to you personally, figure out a way for us to talk, and then we'll do a 30-minute or an hour deep dive on Facebook marketing. And I will try to give you I will try to memory dump 4 or 5 years worth of Facebook marketing directly into your brain.
Cool. That sounds like a good time. So, yeah, I think that's everything, man. This was a long one, but it was good.
Yeah, I think it's good. I just like talking to you, Nick. I think you're fun to talk to, man.
Yeah.
But guys, we really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. We want to do more giveaways. We want to do stuff like this all the time. You guys are really awesome.
What type of giveaways would you guys be interested in? I know at one point we had talked about bringing somebody onto the channel and kind of doing a guest spot on the channel with us. I don't know if
that would be cool.
That again for 1,000 people or
yeah.
So
I will say I wanted. This is one thing. Maybe this is dumb. I want to have the insurance panel mugs, like coffee mugs.
Yeah.
Made, and if you win, we'll like ship one to you.
Nice. Oh, I like that idea.
And I would also like to have one made for me and you, so whenever we're talking, we can at least, have it. Yeah, just like that, but just the insurance panel.
The insurance panel.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be cool. And then here's something else I did, and I don't know if I told you this, Nick. I bought 2 books. One I bought for myself, and one I bought for you. I sent it to your address, and I would like for you to read it. And then once you read it, we're gonna give it to another subscriber.
All right, I like it.
And I think it's a book you already have, but you said it in the video. And if you don't have it, awesome.
Awesome.
You said it was rare, so I found it.
Nice. All right, cool. So that sounds good.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, it's fun as always. Let us know if you need anything. We're going to have another video out very soon with another guest, and it's going to be awesome.
It is.
Talk to you all soon.
Later. Bye.
Bye.